the great principle which underlies the almost endless modification of Hindu occultism may be embodied in the term abstraction, namely, the attainment of as complete a state of introspective vision as possible, by the withdrawal of the senses of sight, hearing, touch, etc. from the external world. Perhaps it will be of advantage to the reader if it to describe here a little more fully what is meant by introspection. Suppose a mathematician, in order to master some intricate problem, were to seek refuge within the solitude of his four walls and endeavor to concentrate his mind completely upon the task before him. Now, if his success depended upon his power to reach complete abstraction, he would speedily discover that he was far from reaching the desired goal. Although he might secure solitude, he would not be able to exclude sound, for various noises are bound to reach and attract part of his attention, in spite of the most rigid application of his will. Assuming, however, that all sound were excluded, there are impressions of sight which are an equal if not a greater obstacle in the path of him who would seek to attain the introspective state. He might resort to the simple method of shutting his eyes, hoping thereby to get rid of the external world and reach the introspective state. Futile effort. There still would remain the consciousness of that fact that objects of various kinds were surrounding him, which is a disturbing influence. Now, granting that the perceptions of sound, sight, and even touch, could for a time at least be completely extinguished, there still would remain of this or that sorrow, of frustrated hopes, of business troubles, of all the petty vexations and annoyances of life. Unless these also be completely annihilated, there can be no such thing as abstraction in the sense of the esoteric philosophy of India. The various methods followed by the students of occultism in the Far East, from the fakir to the greatest adept, have only one sole aim, namely, the attainment of a state of complete introspection or interior concentration of the mind. When this condition is reached, as all masters know, the mind is a scroll upon which nature will write. In other words, the adept in that state identifies himself with the astral world or universal consciousness, and partakes in a measure of the divine attribute of omniscience as well as omnipotence.